What's going on, guys? MillerKiller310 here, and before I hop into today's video, guys, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like. That really helps get this video pushed out and really gets more people to comment and give their opinions on this video. But also, doing the same, please leave a comment down below on what you think of the video. Tell me what I can improve, what I can do better, and what your thoughts and concerns are, and what you'd like to see for Black Ops 7. So without any further ado, let's hop into it. So I've covered Black Ops 7 here on the channel, and today I'm giving you essentially my wish list. You know, I want to talk about the things that I hope to see with Black Ops 7. So instead of the negativity surrounding it as of right now, I'd rather have like somewhat of a positive outlook to it. So, you know, without any further ado, let's hop into it. So here are a few things. I've compiled a list here, and I have 6 things that I really want to see come to Black Ops 7. So with you know, the first one being, number 1, straight off the bat, is skill-based matchmaking completely removed or toned down a lot, right? Look, skill-based matchmaking has been a huge problem surrounding Call of Duty, especially in its recent years, and one thing that can revive the franchise is the fact that the game's SBMM is toned way down or just outright completely removed. There's no, you know, sense, you know, to be put into rigged matches, you know, where either you win or lose, or in many players' cases, you know, they, you know, lose a lot and then they win like once or twice, and then they're back into the massive grind, just the competitive, you know, esports, you know, matches of all time, right? Moving on, the second thing I want to say is ping is king, right? This is another thing. This is, you know, my second huge thing for Black Ops 7. Ping needs to be limited, right? You know, I feel like, you know, with how much this game is online and the fact that, you know, I have to connect to matches across the country or across the world, it's really counterintuitive that I'm playing on good matches and, you know, I have good Wi-Fi and internet, you know, even my Ethernet, right? But, you know, playing with that, you know, just reduces my, you know, ability to be retained, right? Ping is what can be a huge make or break factor for many matches, and that being said for many players. So with that being said, I like to see it only connecting to your typical ping region and nothing more. If not, at least have the option to like limit your ping region and where you're connecting to, kind of like the Master Chief Collection and a few other games. But I also feel like that would really scale down on the packet burst problem entirely. Number 3, sliding, completely gone. All right, look, I'm going to say it, and I'm quite sure I've, you know, said it here on the channel before. In my opinion, I'm not a fan of sliding. You know, with Create a Class making sliding so broken and, you know, giving better stuff for sliding, diving, and all this other stuff, like, I'm not against diving because the Dolphin Dive has been in Black Ops, but I feel like there's just a point to where it starts to really create a skill gap, which many players don't want to deal with, you know, myself included. Yes, I do use like all these slides and stuff, but not to the level like where people essentially just come into these matches, abuse the sliding and the movement mechanics just to play with their food and get kills and make it to where it's just frustrating to deal with overall, right? Number 4. Classic movement to return. While yes, wall running is returning, I didn't have an issue with wall running in Black Ops 3, so that's fine, but right, I want to return to classic movement, right? It's something that just needs to return, and it's something that has been wanted to make a return for a long time. The whole Warzone movement era, especially now, is just, it's so burnt out, and it's created problems in the past, and it's creating even more problems now with Omni movement, right? But quite frankly, we're just all tired of it. I'm not speaking just for myself here, but I'm speaking for a lot of people who are tired of this Warzone style movement, you know, all the butt sliding and everything. It just needs to go, right? So, you know, with classic movement making a return, it would create a much better game experience in creating movement that's essentially just more fluid and, you know, I guess original to what we are keen to playing, right? Creating less movement skill gaps and just essentially overall more fluid gameplay. Number 5 here is going to be good map design. One of the most crucial aspects of a first-person shooter game is good maps. While yes, Call of Duty likes to recycle its maps rather than bring us new ones. Stepping it up in their map design department would be a great quality of life change. But, I wouldn't mind having a dedicated small maps, that they release with the game Mosh Pit. Essentially there for, all those little meat grinder maps that, all those small map Mosh Pit players can play. But having good map design with, the base and seasonal maps will help the game's life and, essentially give people something worthwhile to play on, because Black Ops 6 just doesn't have the best maps, and you've already seen that's caused a lot of problems. So with that, again, returning maps are fine. We just need original new content for the table and for the future going forward that just doesn't make us question why we're playing this map or just essentially the game in general. And for number 6 here, 100 health returns. I cannot, stress this enough. While this is heavily debatable, my bad, I think it needs to return. In the past with Modern Warfare 2, we had 100 health, and the game felt great. It felt good. Yes, you could get, melted, but it really just didn't feel that bad. It felt like a really good balance of, yes, the TTK is fast, the TTK felt fluid, but it was good, right? 150 health has been implemented to cut back on the, quote, getting melted problem, right? But while doing so, it creates problems of its own. Like, for example, right, meta weapons essentially being compared to the base game's weapons and compared with the TTK being so inconsistent that, unless the game feels like it wants you to win gunfights or win the game in general, when you simply won't, having those meta weapons there, trying to use base guns or trying to get those meta weapons, it just creates a problem where the meta weapons are essentially the only thing you can use while the base guns essentially are unusable, kind of forcing you to buy the battle pass and get these stuffs super quick so that you have a much more quality of life, right? In Modern Warfare 2, Vanguard, Cold War, even 2019 for that matter, with the health being 100 instead of 150, the gunfights just felt better and, relied more on who just has skill to, quickly dump their enemy, versus having, to deal with other bullcrap. But instead of dumping, 70, percent of my mag, it's better to dump 25% of my mag into opponent, and that just creates a better gameplay feeling overall. But yes, will it return that, I'm getting melted problem? Yes, but 100 health is simply fluid. It's much better, and it doesn't create the gap of, simply trying to make it more fair for everyone, which essentially 150 health just doesn't do. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I wish to see most for Black Ops 7. There are a few other things that I would want to see, but these are just my main 6, in no particular order. Now, yes, I am only a small creator on YouTube, but even small creators can leave a big impact. So please, if there's anything you would want to see in Black Ops 7, have them do or improve, please let me know down below. I am always happy to respond and see comments. But other than that, please, as always, have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace. They start moving faster than Tyler.